Hey y'all, coming to you from the international headquarters of ScottieDTV, but I was at the 2018 Goodguys PPG Nationals, and Detroit Speed had their 69 Camaro, their Tux. And you talk about an awesome car. I know y'all are going to enjoy this one. Let me get the camera turned around, we'll take a quick look at it. Chris, thanks so much for giving me some time this morning to tell me about Tux.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. You guys are awesome. So thanks for reaching out to us, and we'd love to tell you about the car.
Listen, I have heard Alex, if he said it one time, he said it 100 times. There is no other 69 Camaros like this one. Tell me, what makes this one different from all the rest that have been done?
Well, it's a 69 Camaro, but there's nothing on this car that hasn't been touched, massaged, changed in some way, shape, or form. It's unbelievable what this thing does. It's got so many details upon details upon details that every time you look at the car, you'll see something different and something changed on it. All the way just to the most minute details. All the metal's been reshaped on the car, hand fabricated custom floor pan. The car itself is probably the coolest factor that it is. It's got a 47-inch overall roof height on this car, so it gives that really low slung, sinister type look. But it's still elegant in the case that it still has full travel Detroit Speed suspension under the car. We modified it, of course, a little bit. We narrowed up the suspension some just for travel purposes. But as soon as you raise the hood, you can kind of tell that with the wheelhouse in the front being so wide and so tall and so deep, and then things that you can't even see, like the rear wheelhouses are cut up all the way to the speaker deck in the rear, just to do the full suspension travel on the car. So it's really just it's a one-off of everything. Full cage, of course, like a lot of them do, but how it's integrated in, how it's nice and tight and cut in with the firewall and the dash panel itself, and then just looking at the dash itself and how the dash is laid out, plastic instrument system. It's just everything is just so tight. I mean, it's just like so tight on this car.
Tell me, I mean, to be clear, Detroit Speed, Kyle's not putting anything out of that shop that's not going to be driven. So the fact is when you look at a Detroit Speed build, no matter how it sits or makes you scratch your head, at the end of the day, you can put a key in it and drive it. And, for all these modifications you're telling me, I look at the car, and you didn't lose not 1 ounce of cool. It still looks like the 69 Camaro that came from Chevrolet.
Absolutely. Well, that's kind of our style here. Our goal is to keep the clean, classic styling of what the car is and what it should have been. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Because we really want the car to be, it's still a 69 Camaro, no matter how you cut it. It's still a 69 Camaro. But we want it to be a 69 Camaro that will stand out amongst all other Camaros, and have a customer like Stuart Adams on this car, where we've done multiple builds for him before, and let us stretch our imagination and do some of the cool things we got to do on this car. It really, really did make the difference. I mean, you got to think this build started back in, I think around June 2005. So, yeah, June 2005. In essence, it's really probably 9 full years of working on the car. It's probably at least 18,000 plus hours in this build. Oh yeah. It's just really that's why we say every piece. I mean, every piece is a one-off touch on this car.
And just to be clear, let's repeat that. That was 18,000 hours. So
18,000 hours.
18,000 hours, not 1,800. Make sure you get that last zero in there. 18,000 hours.
Right, correct.
Work.
Yeah.
And what powers this beast?
It's got a Kurt Urban LS2 with a Harrop supercharger. It's got a custom front accessory drive system on it. It's all been literally smooth, polished, painted, cleared, buffed. And I'm talking the engine now. Okay.
Right.
I'm not talking the car. I'm talking the engine. The supercharger, we actually did some custom engraving on the supercharger itself. Engine-wise, it's actually the whole car is controlled by the Infinity Box electronic control system. So with the touchscreen that's on the dash, you do everything with the car. turn the ignition on, you start it, roll the windows up and down. The vintage air is controlled by that unit. Your park lights, headlights, interior lamps, everything is done with the touchscreen on dash through the radio system. So, and another cool factor about that is, with a secured iPhone that's paired to the car and only the car, you can actually do everything else that you're doing on the computer screen on the car. You can do it with your phone. So that's another cool feature.
And for what this car's already done, because it was a grade 8 winner up at Detroit, and you were one of the top 5 street machines at Goodguy's a few weeks ago in Columbus, at the end of the day, this car's still going to see street time, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Street Machine of the Year, basically. I mean, that's literally that award. And you know how Kyle drives. I mean, he's not kind to anything. So it's definitely good for a burnout or two. So
right.
So it was driven hard on the autocross. Of course, it's already got a burnout or two under its belt. And we tested the car, of course, here before it actually even left for the Columbus as well, too. So it's got some miles on it. It'll have more miles put on it. You just don't see that with a grade 8 type car, or grade 8 type build, but you'll definitely see that from a car from us.
You see it anymore from those cars, but you see it 2 or 3 years down the road. You don't see them rolling out of Detroit, thanks for my grade 8, or and head down the street and put it on the autocross track. That's just mind-blowing, that you're going to take a car that 18,000 hours. Now, we're not going to get into the numbers, but anybody can take a calculator and roughly figure whatever Detroit Speed's rate is times 18,000 hours, and that's the value of this car. And like I said, they're a lot of times these people build them and they sit them on a shelf and they look at them, and you've got all these expensive parts and all this hard work in the car, but nobody ever gets to enjoy it. And that will not be the case with this car. This car will not be. Now, I'd say it won't be a trailer queen. From point A to point B, a lot of times it's put in a trailer, but once it gets there, it'll be driven. Tell me before we run, and I sure appreciate your time today, but is the car going to be at SEMA, or is it going to be anywhere else people could see it yet this year?
Oh, yeah, sure. The car's scheduled right now to go to SEMA. I'm not sure of any other shows and stuff that it's scheduled for. Right now, we've got photographers and stuff here doing it. More photo shoots and stuff today, so you'll see it in several magazines coming up shortly. So it's gotten several photo shoots under its belt already, and it's not even left the building yet, really, in that case. But yeah, it's scheduled for the ARP booth, I believe it is, at SEMA this year. So you guys will see it there in all of its glory, and kind of really just look at the details and stuff, and the fit, the finish. And the thing of it is, the stuff that you can't see is just as cool, just as slick, just as tight, just as neat for what you can't see.
Right.
The underneath pictures are just to die for. I mean, because the car is just as cool underneath as it is on top, with the two-tone black finishes and stuff that Mike from the body shop, you guys have done. The fit finish of what everything else is. I mean, it's just really, I mean, you have to see this car to believe it. And you can say it's a 69 Camaro all you want to, but it is like no other 69 Camaro anybody has ever done, ever before.
Well, brother, I have seen it and in person, and it's a car that you'll spend a lot of time looking at. And like you said, even though you've not lost any of the cool, there's no doubt in your mind that it's a 69 Camaro. At the end of the day, you can tell this one's a little bit different than the rest.
Yeah, it's definitely special. Like even the one-off custom designed force line wheels that we did. I mean, you don't even notice it, but these are directional wheels. They're a left-right wheel. The custom interior that M&M Hot Rods did for us. And that's a true custom that was a laid-out design, for them based on our renderings initially. So, all of those type of things really just kind of tied in place and really just kind of knocked it out of the park.
Tell me, if people want to keep up with what Detroit Speed's got going on, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, the easiest thing is just definitely hit our website, DetroitSpeed.com, and then if you'll see the cool projects and stuff that we're doing here at the shop, just hit the projects link, and you'll scroll down to see what's currently in the shop, and then you can also see our individual test cars that we go beat on a weekly basis. And then you can also look down and see some of our previous projects, and if you get some ideas from some of the stuff that you want to do from some of the stuff we've done in the past.
Cool. Well, Chris, again, thanks so much for giving me some time this morning and telling me about Tux, the 69 Camaro from Detroit Speed. I sure appreciate it, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much, and we appreciate everybody following and you guys keeping up with us. And it's just really cool to have great customers like we do, allow us to really stretch our imaginations and do some really, really cool stuff with some of these cars.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So there you go, from the 2018 Good Guys PPG Nationals, the 2018 Street Machine of the Year, 1969 Camaro Tux by Detroit Speed. Hope you all have enjoyed it. See ya! Hey y'all, make sure you subscribe to this channel and visit ScottieDTV.com for an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the one at the end of this video.